Hi everyone, welcome back to RC Pi after a very long gap. Maybe I'll explain that at some point in the near future. But for now, we've got something that I'm pretty excited about because I haven't had a new truck for absolutely ages. So if you want to see more of this truck once we've got it unboxed and so on, then please subscribe and I'll hopefully get a couple of videos on the way of it running very soon. So what is it? Well, it's something I've been waiting for a long time because I saw rumours of it, I don't know, it seems like a year or so ago, and it looks like it's the sort of new little brother or big brother, not sure, to the Rescuer or Tracker, depending on whether it's RGT or FTX that you're talking about. This is currently RGT only. Hopefully FTX are going to pick this up as well because it looks cool. But it's the EX86160. They're still at it with the rubbish numbers. And they're calling it the Land Commander. Wonder what's inspired that. But let's get it open and let's see what it's like. And here it is. So, like I said, the Land Commander, EX86160, waterproof, 1/10 scale, rock crawler Land Commander. So it's basically a Toyota LC79 with the kind of overlanding, I don't know what you call it, utility bed, not utility bed, overlanding bed, I don't know, this pod on the back of it. It's available in two colours. I don't know whether the picture on there was the same, more or less. So there's this yellowish one and the grey or silver one. Both of those are available. And according to the outer cardboard box, there's also an option for getting this kit, or not kit, this ready to run, with a clear body, which is cool, but I didn't see that available. I got this from AliExpress. I'll stick a link in the description, so if you want to get hold of one, go for it. I got it for an awesome price of £240. It's currently listed for about £400. Not sure what that is in dollars, but who knows, have a look. Check out AliExpress and you'll be able to find out for yourself how much it is in your own currency. So, let's have a look at what the box tells us. What's it got? Well, according to this, 2-speed, it's got a dig, 6.8% overdrive, so significant overdrive there. Front and reed diff lock, I think that's supposed to be rear. Switchable 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive, so that's cool. It's got a winch built in and multifunction light set. Quick look on the back. So 10 channel transmitter, deceleration system, not sure what that means. Basic features, what can we say, I don't know. 25 tooth metal servo arm. I mean, that's not very exciting, is it? I thought it was going to say 25 kilo. So I don't know how strong the servo is. Oh, there we go, 30 kilo. And then there's 4 mini servos for the different functions and a 25 kilo servo for the winch as well. We've got 1060 speed control. Again, please upgrade this to a 1080. It costs like $1 more. Separate light control unit, and the truck itself, the body, is a modular system, so you can take the back off if you want, run it with just a flat bed or with the whole thing there. Right, let's get it open. The exciting bit. Here we go. So there's how we've got it packaged, and that's going to be the transmitter, nicely bubbled up. There we go, transmitter. A load of bubble wrap here. something inside. Don't know what that is, we'll find out. But straight to the car, so I'll get that out. Well, I have to say, the packaging has definitely improved from RGT. It's strapped onto this inner tray with the end cards there. But it was also completely surrounded in bubble wrap, which is really nice to see because very often we're getting things smashed about in the post. So this is quite positive. Right, I've snipped all the wheel zip ties, so it should lift off now. Pull those out. And straight away, I would say it's a beauty. Let's get this film off, if I can. Always a nice moment. Very satisfying. Some lovely detail. I mean, very, very similar to the Tracker or Rescuer. That's the EX86160, which is still probably my favourite truck. So the body is mostly the same, well, sort of an adapted mould of that, I suppose. And notice straight away this hasn't got an opening bonnet like the Tracker has, which I think is a good thing because I really don't see the point in that. It was just extra weight and extra complication, and the latch would break off straight away, or the badge for the latch would break off straight away, so it was a bit pointless. This has got an interior in, as you can see. We've got the driver in there, which is always nice to see. I hate having a truck, any sort of scale truck, that doesn't have a driver. I think it's ludicrous. But this it's got full bench seat at the back as well as the two seats at the front. Lovely to see that it's right-hand drive as well. Yes, thank you very much. You can see the winch on there. What else can we see? I mean, most of it looks like the same mouldings, the same pieces as on the Tracker, which is no bad thing because that was a beautiful truck. Colour-wise, I wasn't sure what to do with this, whether to go for the silver or this, what they call yellow, but I thought I'd go for this, and you know, now that I've got it, I'm very, very glad I have. It's hard to say exactly what colour it is. I would say it's a camel. Now I don't mean camel trophy yellow, I mean camel colour. I think it's a lot nicer than it appears in all the photos. The photos make it look very yellow, and I don't know what the video is going to come out with here, but it's very nice, I would say. Turn it round, have a look at the detail on the back. We've got two complete spare wheels and tyres, which is pretty cool. Number plate, we've got another Fairlead kind of winch exit here, so I guess you can put another winch on the back, potentially, anyway. And the cab, or cabin, or whatever we call it, with lifting doors on the back as well. Oh, something in here. What have we got? This will be instructions for how to open these doors, and how to close them correctly as well, and then how to take the body off. So interestingly, there's no full manual here as you normally get from RGT. That is puzzling. I wonder why that is. See if there's anything else in there. No, so that's just a flat bed in there, but very, very cool. Hopefully those aren't going to just fly open whilst you're on the trail. Lovely detailing. We've got the rubber mud flaps as well, which I have to say I got rid of quite quickly on my Tracker, or Rescuer. everything else, very, very similar. It's a different roof rack. It's a different roof rack to the Rescuer or Tracker because the cab was longer on that. So you'd have to have a different roof rack, but it's all very straightforward, very nice. Let's tip it on its side. And then you can see underneath. The rails, you know, when I first looked at those I thought they were plastic, but they're painted grey, but they are steel rails, quite clearly. The suspension setup is quite interesting. We've got 4-link at the front. Have we got a panhard? I can't see from this side. I don't think there is a panhard. I think it's just 4-link front, but it's servo on axle, which is definitely different to the Tracker Rescuer. Very long links on the back, with it being a longer wheelbase. But the back, interestingly, is 4-link plus leaf springs. So that is quite an interesting, quite a strange setup in many ways. You see the links there, you see the angle of those shocks, so they are oil-filled coilover shocks. But all that, like combining, I don't know how authentic that is. I don't know what vehicles have leaf springs and 4-link. Very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see how that performs. I guess if vehicles do have that, it's just because of the overall weight concerned with this sort of vehicle. Everything else, well, you've got moulded wheel arch liners in there. The back, it's just part of the bed, I believe, and we've got clips for taking the body off. So let's turn those. They're just twist clips. They twist 90 degrees. There are still body pins at the front because they're still using the bumper that's been used in the other car. So twist those, release those, and off the body comes, does it? No, I must have missed something. What have I missed? Oh, just that clip had turned back round. Right, okay. So there we go. It's still connected with the light lead, that would be. I'm going to disconnect that. Right, and it's black to the left. So that's disconnected. There's also another big hefty plug here, which will also need disconnecting. Right, so just to look at the body, you can see the moulding of the interior in there. We've got some auxiliary servo sockets here for powering extra lights and so on, and the cables to connect up the lighting system. All the lights are functional, it would seem. So back to the truck, under the skin. Speed controller and receiver in a box there. Micro servos. These are smaller than the ones that were on the Tracker or Rescuer. They are pretty small servos, so that'll be dig, I guess, and the 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and then the 2 differential sockets. It's got a Dean's power lead. This is the same motor, I believe, as was in the Rescuer and Tracker, and I have to say I rated that motor. I think it was pretty good. So overall, I don't think you're in need of improving anything, upgrading anything with the electrics straight away. It will be capable enough. It will certainly get people going, and it will be 2S and 3S compatible. I'll run it with both and we'll see what it's like. Right, I can't find an instruction book. I've just looked more carefully. So looking at this rear box and how to remove it. It seems that it is done manually, just with some screws, a couple of screws there, and a couple of screws underneath, it would appear. I can't see anything cleverer than that, which is a bit of a shame, because it would have been nice to have that as an easy switch option, but you know, never mind. What I have spotted is here we've got servo mounting for the rear winch, should we wish to have a rear winch. So that's pretty cool. The rest of it, all pretty straightforward. I was expecting it to be the same as the Tracker Rescuer, but it's not. You know, it's clearly an evolution of it, or inspired by it, or whatever. But I think as when the smaller Toyota, I can't remember what it was called, the Trooper, as when the FTX Trooper RGT, can't remember what it's called, but my red one, when that came out, everyone thought it was going to be the same as the Tracker, and it's absolutely not. It's a completely different truck. And again, this looks like this is a completely different truck. All new transmission, new chassis. Obviously the rails are longer. It's servo on axle. It's got built-in winch in place for the rear one. It's got different electronics really, apart from the speed controller and the motor. But other than that, it looks like it's all different. And the shocks are different as well. I think the shocks are the same as on the short wheelbase Land Cruiser. Wheels and tyres. I'm always kind of torn with these, because they're always glued onto these plastic wheels. I don't want plastic wheels on it. I want a bit of weight in there. But it's a shame, because they do actually look really nice. And the tyres have a very, very realistic, very scaled tread. I don't know whether we can get a decent shot of that, whether it'll pull into focus. There we go. They are very nice, very scale looking. They feel nice as well. I'm going to run it with those. I think we might be a bit too muddy, but I'm going to run it with those and see how it gets on. Because, you know, I do like to run things stock when I first get hold of them. Let's have a look at the transmitter. It's, I think it's another Fly Sky, I'm not sure, maybe it's a Dumbo. 10 channel, I don't know, we'd have to look at it all. I've not put batteries in it yet. We've got a power switch there, we've got what looks like flip up compartment with dip switches and trim controls, a 3-position switch on your thumb, 2 more buttons for channels there, and then 1, 2, 3 on the handle. 1, 2, 3. So there's a lot going on that transmitter. Goodness knows what they're all going to do, but I'm sure we shall find out. Right, I was just going to put some batteries into the transmitter and found that it's got, as well as taking 4 AAs, it's got a little mini JST plug there, which you can unplug to get rid of this battery circuit, so that you can put a little LiPo in there. So I've got these little LiPos, which are excellent. I use those in my GT5s. So I'm going to put that in there. Right, that's in. So there we go. So that LiPo is a winner. Right, I've put a 2S battery in here. And one thing that I did notice, or I hadn't noticed before, but have now, is there's no separate battery tray here. It's just got some like corners on here and a Velcro strap, which I like. I think the Velcro strap's the best way to go, because then you can have any size whatsoever. Now, where is the power switch? In fact, before I find that, I'm going to reconnect the lights, and then we can see what that's doing. Right, I've just put the body on, and that's taken me ages. because these quick release clips are, well, they're an absolute pain in the bum, it has to be said. Because if they're not quite lined up, well, you line them up and then you have to fiddle around with the front, which is always tricky on these Land Cruisers, getting the wheel arches in through these, I don't know what they're called, but side rails. And once you've done that, you realise that the quick release clips have actually moved a little bit and it won't go in, won't locate. So I think what I'm going to do there is put a little slot in the top of this twisting mechanism so I can just twist it with a screwdriver, because you can't get your fingers to it. Right, well there we go. The power switch is under the right hand side, so I'm going to turn that on and hope it doesn't just fly off, if I can find it. There we go. Have we got power? We have steering. Oh, and what have we got? We've got indicators. But no lights. So let's try and figure out what's what with the lights. I'm going to hold on to it just in case it shoots off for some reason. That must be one of the gear mechanisms. Right, so there we go. There's quite a bit more to know about this, like how the different gear mechanisms work, how the dig works, and the two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, because the lack of a manual and all the buttons on this mean it would be a bit of a mystery. So I'm not going to guess at it. I'm going to take it out for a run, see what things are like. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and we will see just how well this performs in its stock fashion. So for now, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you again at some point on RC Pi.